Good morning. I'm Miss Linda.
And I'm Miss Shannon.
And we're here to share some fabulous resources that we have here in the Youth Services Department to help your children and help you explain to your children what is going on now in the world, and not only be able to help them understand, but help them learn and grow. So with that, we have resources that we would like to share.
Yeah.
Would you like to start with a couple?
Sure. So these I'm going to share mostly ones for our tweens and teens. Mm-hmm. So the books are, because of the content of them, they are kind of mature. Mm-hmm. The first one is Ghost Boys by Jewel Parker Rhodes. This one, it's very sad, but
mm-hmm.
unfortunately it does go along with what's going on in the news right now. And similar to that is The Hate U Give, which was also made into a film, so you might be more familiar with this one, by Angie Thompson. This was a YALSA Teens Top 10 in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
With what is going on now with the discussions of racism and the protests that are happening, and the marching, and hopefully peaceful marching that is going on, the peaceful protests, I chose a book to share, The Youngest Marcher by Cynthia Levinson. It's the story of Audrey Faye Hendrix, who was a young civil rights activist. She was just a child, and she was the youngest marcher to speak up and put her voice out there, let her voice be heard. See, it starts even when they're children. We can teach them. Along with that, I wanted to share Kwame Alexander's award-winning The Undefeated. This is a wonderful story. It's a love letter to America, to Black America, to the grit, passion, and perseverance of our greatest artists, athletes, and activists. I just wanted to share this one page, which is absolutely what our country is going through right now. Big picture. Beautiful illustrations. The righteous marching ones who sang, "We shall not be moved because Black lives matter." And this is what we need to share with our children.
Love the illustrations.
Beautiful book. Me too.
Okay. So I also have, and this is a similar topic to The Hate U Give and Ghost Boys, which do have to do with the unfortunate police brutality that has occurred in our country. And that is All American Boys. This one is I actually just read this book this year before this had happened. This most recent situation has occurred. It's by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Keeley, and it goes back and forth between being the boy who was the victim and what he's going through, and the boy that the white boy that witnessed it. And they were in the same friend circle, and how he chose not to stand up, and what that is now doing to him emotionally and just in his mind. So All American Boys, I actually listened to the audiobook of this one, and it was excellent because it went back and forth between being two different actors reading those parts, but really, really great story. It has a much happier ending than some of the other ones, but All American Boys.
Excellent. I chose some, I'll start with the one for the little ones, Black, White, Just Right, to share with feelings on biracial children. Well, in this case, a little girl. Mama's face is chestnut brown. Her dark brown eyes are bright as bees. Papa's face turns pink in the sun. His blue eyes squinch up when he smiles. But what I like about this, it describes what the mother, a Black mother, looks like, African-American mother, white father, the obvious physical attributes that the child has, but it goes on further to say, you know, I have my mother's dancing ability. She likes ballet. My father likes hip-hop and all of that, and there's so much more that you get from your parents than the color of your skin. Another book, a nice juvenile fiction book, Sharon Draper, Blended. This also has to do with a father is Black, mother is white, she was bullied a little bit and would have lots of comments. She was only 11 years old, but it got worse as her parents divorced, and there are a lot of issues. So you've got the biracial issues, you've got the divorce issues, and the issues of being an 11-year-old girl. So,
which are a lot of issues.
Which are a lot of issues, exactly.
Okay, and then I also have Tyler Johnson Was Here. This is a pretty new book. I believe it just came out this year. Tyler was a bad dude. Tyler was bright and loving. Tyler was my brother who was killed. Marvin Johnson's twin, Tyler, goes to a party, and they run into a police officer and have a situation similar to what is going on in our current world. And it's about his story and his legacy living on, and how his family is dealing with that issue. So a lot of books for teens that have, unfortunately, or because of what has happened in our country over many years, as has been addressing these issues, so that our teens are made aware of it, and really gets into the teens' mind of how these things are going on, because a lot of these situations do happen to young people.
Absolutely.
So,
okay, Each Kindness, Jacqueline Woodson. Beautiful, beautiful book. Great illustrations showing a school and playgrounds with children of every ethnicity, and the issues that come when a child does not want to play with another child, and about making friends, and about feeling lonely, about feeling left out. Beautiful story to share of how it feels to be the left out one, and it's no matter your race, gender, anything, it's Each Kindness.
right. We also have Stella by Starlight. This is juvenile fiction, also by Sharon Draper, which Linda shared another book by her. And this is a historical fiction. It takes place in the South during segregation, and how these children are dealing with the segregation of the world that they live in. Okay. Then we also have these great ones about hair and the wonderful hair that these African American girls have, and this is my favorite line in this book.
Okay.
Let me see where to go. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. And I feel like everybody kind of feels that their hair is a mind of its own some days, but it just goes through how she has to handle her hair every day. And this one, similar story. I love my hair, and then she talks about all the different ways her mom does her hair, and she combs it out, and sometimes she tries so hard not to cry because the tangles hurt so bad, and then they'll go to the store, mom will put beads in her hair, and she loves how they click against each other, and she kind of counts the clicks as they're walking to the store. So super, super cute story. I love my hair, and hair love.
That's cute. Those are fun. Those are great reads for kids to understand. Go ahead.
Okay,
you want to do that one, and then I'll do this
sure.
one.
And then Linda started with Undefeated by Kwame Alexander, and this is actually also by Kwame Alexander as well. This is just an uplifting story about friendship, and I just wanted to share this book because Kwame is a very well known and award-winning African-American author, so I wanted just to highlight him. And all of his books for teens are written in prose, so they're all quick reads. Sometimes they're even like in the shape of they're all sports books. This particular one is the teen loves soccer. His dad wants him to be a reader, makes him read the dictionary every day, and he just wants to play soccer. The crossover was his award-winning book, and that was about basketball. So great, just shout out for Kwame, wonderful, wonderful African-American author for children and teens.
Right. He really does nicely cross the lines there. Little Heroes of Color. This is a great book. We have a lot of stories about people who have done wonderful, amazing things in their life. This one is perfect. It's not one that the kids can read by themselves. It's a board book, and the adults will have to read it to the kids, but it's Little Heroes of Color 50 Who Made a Big Difference by David Heredia. And it just starts off, trailblazers, history makers, barrier breakers say hello to women and men who stood up, spoke out and changed the world.
I love the caricature illustrations.
Aren't they great?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're done so well, and you can just see, the differences in everybody and all these wonderful people that all equally had a place in history that we must never forget. And it's just a beautiful story. So,
Wonderful.
little heroes of color. Excellent. We ready?
Yeah.
So we decided that we are going to close with a story, and we would sing it, but I would need the music, somebody to be, playing along with it. Illustrated by Jean Julian, with a foreword from Yoko Ono Lennon, John Lennon's Imagine. So we all know this song, and I can't think of a more perfect time to have this song in the days that we are going through, the times that we are going through. So we're just going to read it. You'll know it, and then you can play it. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
No hell below us, above us, only sky.
Beautiful illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
I do like when they do the books of
Me
the
too.
songs. Imagine all the people living for today.
Imagine there's no countries. Is it hard to do?
Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
But I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us. Oh, I love this.
And the world will be as one.
Love that picture.
I
All
know.
the
All
different
the
colors
different
of the birds.
Mhm.
Yeah, so well done. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. Get through it. Oh.
No need for greed or hunger.
A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
But I'm not the only one.
I hope someday you'll join us.
Let's do it together.
And
The world will live as one. Have a beautiful, peaceful day.
Thank you, everybody.